Just Try Nation, stand up. It's your boy. Good morning, my brothers and sisters. It's your boy. And I'm here with my wife.
Hey, just try.
Amen. And we wanted to take a few minutes of your time just talking about the importance of being patient, aka trust the process. And to give us context as we talk about it, we wanted to go to the word because remember, it doesn't matter what we think personally.
That's right.
What does the Bible say
That's the words.
about being patient and trusting the process? My wife is going to read from the book of James, chapter 1, verse 2 through 4.
I'm going to be coming from the message
version.
Consider it a sheer gift, friends, when tests and challenges come at you from all sides. You know that under pressure, your faith life is forced into the open and shows its true colors. So don't try to get out anything prematurely. Let it do its work so you will become mature and well developed, not deficient in any way.
Wow. Don't try to get out of anything too soon. Trust the process so that when it's done,
Amen.
You will be perfect.
That's right.
Not lacking in anything. And if there's one thing I know, some of the most uncomfortable situations, I want them to be over with. Quick. But the reality is, it could be part of God's plan. That's why it is very important for us to have our personal relationship with God so that we understand, so that we have somewhat of an understanding of what it is that he's doing. Again, one of the things that I kind of talked about in one of the previous videos is when God says something to you, when you have that relationship with him and he tells you something and you receive it in your spirit, you have to protect it. You have to believe it. You have to say to yourself, if God said it, that settles it. And I'm not changing my mind. It doesn't matter what my reality looks like. If God said it, then I know it's going to come to pass. And just to give you a storyline, a real biblical storyline that basically talks about this very thing, in the book of Genesis, there's a man named Abram, but we know him as Abraham. Abraham, Sarah. So in chapter 15, Abram is having a conversation with God. Look at this. He's having a conversation with him. He's talking and God is responding. And Abram says, Lord, I don't have any son, and I may have to pass down all that I have to somebody who's not in my bloodline. And so God says, Abram, go outside and look into the sky. And as many stars as you see, that's how many descendants that you will have. In chapter 15, he told Abram this. Well, in chapter 20, 5 chapters later, is when God gave Abram Isaac, his son. But guess what? It was 25 years later.
Wow.
Abram was 75 years old in chapter 15. And he was 100 years old in chapter 20. Look at that.
Yes.
Now that sounds really good. But the dirty of the story, right? How we try to help God of the story is that between chapter 15 and 20, Abram listened to Sarah and slept with Hagar and made her pregnant because he felt like the son would have to come that way. God doesn't need any help. Trust the process. If God says something to you and you receive it in your spirit, then you believe it, you protect it, and you say to yourself, I'm going to wait on the Lord. Be patient and let your patience have its perfect work. That's what it's talking about.
So what do you say to a person who believe they are experiencing delays? They heard from God, but they feel like their reality
It's not
doesn't
consistent
with what they heard from
with
God.
what they heard. I just be talking to myself because I know, right? I know I heard, we know as it pertains to this Just Try ministry,
Amen.
what God said. But we're like, okay, God, we're doing everything that you told us to do. You know, where's the stuff that you showed us in the vision? Oh, it's getting bleary. That's spiritual warfare. But the reality is, God didn't tell you when.
Amen.
He didn't tell you when. He just told you. And so we have to hold on. You have to hold on to what God told you and to understand that your timing is not equal to God's timing. You just hang in there. It's like cooking a turkey in the oven. The turkey takes how long?
About 2 to 4 hours.
About 2 to 4 hours,
Okay.
right? You're not going to get a microwave turkey putting it in the oven. It's going to take as long as it's going to take, but you can rest assured, once that time period has elapsed, it's going to be done. And that's what the word is telling us. When God takes us through what we need to go through, it's in order to qualify us for what it is that he's giving us, that he's charging us to do. And so we need to be able to just, again, be patient and trust the process. I'll give you another example, and this one is about a bamboo tree. A bamboo tree, and I want y'all to fact check this. So, when you plant a seed for a bamboo tree, you have to water the ground and you have to toil the ground the first year. No sign of a bamboo tree. You got to do it the second year, the third year, and the fourth year. No sign that a bamboo tree seed has been planted. But the fifth year, that seed germinates and it breaks ground. 5 years it took to break ground. But guess what? In 5 weeks, fact check this, it grows 90 feet tall. Wow. It took 5 years to happen, but in 5 weeks, it grew 90 feet tall. The question is, did the growth happen during the 5 years or the 5 weeks? And I would wager to say that it happened during the 5 years. So what God is doing in our lives right now, he's building the foundation to support the growth once he exposes it to the world.
Amen. Look at that.
That is powerful. Fact check it. But I know that sounded really good. That Abraham story, man, you just spoke to my spirit. This bamboo tree story, oh, you just spoke to my spirit. But the reality is the discomfort. It's uncomfortable during the process. I know. But here we go again, as we always end our videos by saying, the only thing God wants us to do in this process is what? Just try. Remember, the T, the cross that's in the middle of the word, that's God wanting to meet us right in the middle of our effort. We just show up.
Amen.
Let him do the rest.
Amen.
That's it. Peace.
Amen.
Y'all be blessed now.